Hi guys, how are you doing? Good evening, good Saturday evening. Let's say hello to all the lovely people who are here. So thanks for being here, guys. And hi, Kevin, how are you doing? And Molson Man, I know everyone's jealous that you don't have a theme song like Molson Man, but maybe someday you will. I just need to feel the inspiration, and I think it might be tonight. Hi, Ara. Thanks for being here. Wonderful. How are you doing, my dear? And Sherry Claiborne, hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you here. And hi, Gail, how are you? Welcome. Welcome to What's the Obsession. Nice to see you here. Yarn and Mittens, my love. I was thinking about you a couple times today. I'm so happy to see you here. Welcome. And thanks for everything you do, my friend. Um, and MS, how are you? MS, yes, MS, how are you? Welcome, MS. And Bridget Rose, how's it going, Bridget? I don't think I've seen you in a little bit. It's nice to see you, my friend. And Kitty Witty. I always love it when Kitty Witty and Yarn and Mittens are here together because it just makes me think of a little kitten playing with like a ball of yarn. And I think you guys belong in live streams together. Hi, Utter Nutter, how are you? You got, you got the flu? I must. I'm sorry if you had the flu. Oh, your body's aching. Oh, I'm so sorry. What's going on with that flu? Jody is cool, just had the flu. Also, you guys got the flu going around. I hope that you feel better soon, sweetie. I'm sorry. Oh, Yarn and Mittens said, oh, okay, good. Well, I've been praying for you and your family, Yarn and Mittens, and I hope that y'all are doing better. So thank you for letting me know what's going on. I really appreciate that. And we're all thinking of you. Let's see. Hi, Joan Bradley. How are ya? Joan Bradley says, I hope you're having a restful day somehow. Ah, ha, ha, Joan, that's hilarious. It wasn't a restful day. I got a lot going on, peeps. It's okay. I love you guys. Love What's the Obsession. Love my YouTube channel. Definitely gonna keep doing it. Just gotta find some balance. We're always playing that little game of find the balance. And right now, I don't feel like I'm winning, but maybe I am, and I don't know it. Right? Hi, John McSmith. How are you doing? Nice to see you, my friend. I'm so hesitant nowadays to say my friend, my nemesis, but I'm going to continue to say it because I think it's your title. Hi, Amanda Dalton. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. And Jody Landis, how are you? Nice. Welcome to the channel. It's nice to see you as well. I have now Jody Landis. Oh, one of my best friends' name from college. His name was Nick Landis. Still a close friend of mine, actually. We've been friends for a long time. I think he was Greek. Is that a Greek name? But he was also adopted, so I don't know. But welcome anyhow. So Jody, if you ever decide you need to send me an email or something, please make sure to specify who you are because there are actually several Jodys who are subscribers, members, moderators of this channel, and I can't keep them all straight, which is funny because I don't know if I'd ever known a person like in life named Jody before. So it's interesting. I have so many Jodys around now. Good name though. Like it. Okay, you like friend nemesis? That's good. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get right into things. I want to show you guys a couple of very short, well, the first one's very short videos. What we've been talking about, or what the theme is the evidence in this case that is such a strange animal, the evidence in this case that is, it seems to me to be less straightforward and forthcoming than evidence in any other case that I've looked into personally. Usually evidence as it's presented, leads, we have trials when it comes to, committing crimes because the evidence is not always crystal clear, right? And also in our judicial system in the United States and in most, countries, we say we're going to leave it up to the people in part to continue this time-honored tradition and that has practical implications of justice. We want the people to be part of that system, and that's why we have trials with judge and jury, and people have their day in court so that jury of their peers can hear all of the evidence that has been collected and, then from there decisions are made. But in this case, as most of you know, the evidence is really not clear, and the evidence is oftentimes lacking. Furthermore, it happens regularly. The evidence that appears throughout this discovery, as we have learned more about this case, we're left saying, WTF? Like, what's up with that? Like, you had this right in the grasp, in the palm of your hands, but you never followed through with it. I'm talking to law enforcement now. So today we're going to continue to look at some more issues of evidence, what is, in my opinion, an incomplete investigation, and then furthermore, incomplete processing of the evidence that was collected. What we're going to be looking at in a moment is the search warrant that was executed upon the Watts house, which at that time was 2825 Saratoga Trail, and the length of time that was spent investigating that house, and what happened in that house while the search warrant was being served and investigators were in there working like busy bees, finding what they can. Also, we're going to ask the question, what stopped that investigation and why did it stop that investigation? Or I'm sorry, the search of the house, rather. First, I want to show you a video that shows the interior of Chris Watts' work truck. A couple people had asked about that, and I couldn't find it last live stream, but here it is. And I just want to say welcome to Kristen in Hurt Locker 66. So nice to see you here, my friend. And I don't know if I missed anyone else. I'll try to take a look let me just do it right now. I don't want to miss anyone. Hi, Sharon Norris. How are you? Welcome. It's very nice to see you here. Let's see. All right. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. All right. So here, I'm just going to share that right now. So the question that we asked during the last live stream, guys, was, when you're looking at Chris Watts' work truck and the space that's available, and you're thinking about how much, Shanann Watts weighed and what it's like to try to move around 147 pounds of dead weight, is it possible? Is it probable that things went down the way Chris Watts ultimately told, I guess, in his third confession, or the way that really, in my opinion, law enforcement supports, because, well, they allowed that story to be out there without demanding anything else. So here's the interior of the work truck. There might be a little bit of there's just music, but I'm charging up my earbuds at this very moment. So, okay. Oh, it's not sharing. Hold it. I'm glad I just peeked back over here. Just 1 second, guys. Let me do that again. I guess I didn't share the video. Sorry about that. So we're just going to be panning through Chris Watts' work truck here. Sorry about that. Should have been sharing it. That's odd. Try again. Oh, I know what happened. I'm sorry, guys. Wow. Woo! Wowie. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So, in regards to Chris Watts' work truck, oops. Oh man, where are you guys here? All right, I've got so many windows open. All right, so in regard to Chris Watts' work truck, so Hurt Locker 66 actually just made a comment here that I want to pin because, this is also my, consideration Mary. Oh my gosh, Mary, welcome. That's so wonderful. This girl, she never makes live streams. I'm so happy you're here. Aussie True Crime, welcome. And also Jennifer Bradford, I heard you said that you are listening. All good. I'm glad you could be here. Welcome, guys. That's wonderful. So Hurt Locker 66 said, you never see the truck going up and down. The weight of the body would have made that truck move up and down. We did not see any of that at all. So Hurt Locker 66, that is exactly the, primary concern or question that I have regarding, the work truck, the space that's in there, the size of, what Watts would have ostensibly been putting in there. You never, ever see the truck moving when you watch the video of Chris Watts backing into the garage or backing into the driveway and partially into the garage and then loading, something into that truck, for a number of minutes. You never, ever see that. So I don't know. Oh, this case, man. It's not that I was just going to say I change my mind so often. It's not that I necessarily change my mind very often, but it's more that I never feel completely convinced of anything because I don't think that there's convincing evidence regarding most issues that need to be looked at in the case. And I find that to be extremely problematic personally. I don't know. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is take a look at, it's actually part of a long time ago, way back in, let me tell you when, July and then August of 2021. So this channel just turned a year old, but it was nearly a year ago. I made a documentary, part 1 and part 2, called Colorado Tragedy, part 1 and part 2. I think they're pretty good, even almost a year later. We're going to watch an excerpt from the second part 2 of the Colorado Tragedy documentary. And what I want you to watch primarily is when, just noticing the search of the house. We're going to watch some video from that, but I'm going to start it in a place where Chris Watts is still in the police station, and he's in the police station with Ronnie Watts. And Tammy Lee says one of my favorite things ever that she says to him throughout this whole shenanigan. So let me get that up and loaded and share it with you. Okay, so now just switch to that. Take that off. Whoops. Okay, Watts family documentary. Oh, no. Oh, that's another part. Okay, we're going to actually look at part of my part 1 also. I just realized. I knew that all along, actually. Okay, but this is that part from the part 2 that I just referenced, okay?
I don't know how their procedures work here, so we're trying to figure that out now. So this is a much more comfortable room than what you'll probably end up in anyway. So
don't you just love that? This is a more comfortable room than you're probably going to end up in anyway. So, and if you're getting any bit of an echo, I'm just about to pop my earbuds in, so it'll probably be resolved.
I'd probably just chill here. Do you need anything else though, like more food? Do you want more pizza?
I'm okay right now.
Are you sure? I'll get you more pizza.
Sure.
Okay. You're going to say no to pizza?
I haven't eaten. I'll spend about 9 hours, so.
Okay.
Can you believe the audacity of that man?
Where we at? I'll find you.
Thanks, Ronnie.
working.
Happy birthday.
Give it to Dieter for his birthday. Say happy birthday, Dieter.
Happy birthday.
Hey, Jacqueline. Give it to Dieter.
Happy birthday to you.
It's fine.
Stop right there. Do not pull into the driveway. Okay, I need you to park over there. We will have the dog brought out to you. 975-989. Folks are here to pick up the dog.
Okay. I'm gonna try to catch her first. Just keep her outside.
Copy. So it's going to be a few minutes. They're trying to catch that dog. So probably not. I mean, it's not going to happen. I can't. He's being really uncooperative. So we're going to be lucky to get him in the kennel and out the door at this point. So I know that's not the best news, but for right now, we can at least get him out. Meanwhile, just stay here. If it stops you guys, can't have anybody going past the property line. So just hang. We'll get him to you, okay?
Do. Hey, April. All right. Did you give it to Dieter? Well, kid, you went through my legs. All right, Bella, say goodbye to everybody. There's the monster. Hi, guys.
I will be answering the east garage for
She's right there. This vehicle right here. They were asking about food. I told them I didn't know if that was a possibility or not. Back up for me. Yep. I got dog food. I don't know if it was accessible in there or not. Okay.
I'll get free dog food at my house on the way out.
What's that?
You don't have to.
They were asking.
Inside, I'll give them the rest of my bag.
He's gonna go look. It's fine.
I got blue. I got the rest of the dog.
Your turn, Bella.
I got two bags.
Just do it back. Do it back. Cece, go by Daddy. Dad, do it back.
So you stay on this side of the line.
Alright, Cece, there's a car. Hurry, Cece. Here.
Bella, come back over here.
Drive up. Up. This is Bobby Burns.
Crash. I'm no longer having fun. Cece, not in the window, babe.
Sissy! Hold on.
Bye, guys. See you later. We're going to see you a little bit more. Yeah, it's a German. We adopted him from a friend, and it's definitely a German name. So, do you want to get it? Let's eat her.
I just got it.
Hey, Bella, your turn. All right, they're not gonna play fairly. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Or all say goodbye.
Bye.
Easy, don't do that.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
Yeah, sorry about the screams there. I should have told you all to put your volume down.
Cece.
That's funny. Come here, Grandma.
Oh, Dieter!
Oh, look at Peter, eat it. No, Cece, no. Look at her face.
It's okay, he can eat it.
Right.
Bella's turn. It's okay. Peter has
Bella, your turn. Cece, no. Cece,
it.
no.
Is that yummy, Cece?
Okay, so I just remembered, hold on, let me put a pause here. I just remembered how long this video gets, just in regards to looking at the search at the search warrant being executed, because I weaved all of those other videos of Bella, Shanann, and Celeste in life. And, I did that just to make the comparison between, my God, how sad it is that, what's going on right here is that the home is being searched through because these guys are all gone. I will never, none of us will ever get over it. So hi, Amy Walker. Hi, Anaphylaxis. And let's see, who else did I see come in? Who was that? Dylan. Hi, Dylan. That was who I saw. Hi, Dylan. Welcome. How are you doing? And I know that dog is so ferocious. That dog is also really strong too, because remember, it was that dog that drug. Oh my God, I almost said Jodi Arias. I was watching Denty and Shaz cover Jodi Arias earlier, but I'm meaning to say Nicole Kessinger all over the house against her will. And welcome, Elizabeth. Also nice to see you. Let's see. What does Elizabeth say here? Elizabeth says, just an FYI, watching via my phone, and on TV, I see video beyond what you were showing. Some Tammy Lee footage and footage through the neighborhood. What does that mean? I don't understand that. Yeah, if you want to let me know what that means, that would be great. So, let's see. Okay, so let's move forward a little bit into this footage. So I just want to take a look at what happens near the end of that body cam footage outside of the Watts' former residence. So here we go. Get there in a little more reasonable time. Okay.
Go back in there. Go back in there. Well, I'll tell you when you're done.
You said when we're hurt, I said real. And the sky, she's do that. Yeah. Her dog she's so sad. After we go night, now we can go to school. Class is not gonna be here.
Okay.
But she's not wearing dress. But she's wearing dress. But she will go there. But I can't hold it. But she will do that and wreck. But she will do that.
Okay, finish reading. Come on.
I want her to see this.
Okay, now finish reading. Okay, come on.
Keep going. Hold on. It keeps switching. Okay, now the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Ella.
Bella? Frankie? Hi, Frankie. Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, no. No, Cece.
Okay.
Hi. DA's office. What's your last name?
CIDs.
Well, look who just showed up.
What's your last name?
Folks, we have some guests.
What's your first name? Steve.
Oops. Sorry, I'm messing around with my Bluetooth if your audio's funny.
Patrick.
I will let them know that you're on your way up. I believe they have the door locked at the moment. 975-989. I'm sending TAs up to the front door. Is it good to go? Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
Okay, so oops. Let's see here. So what we're just looking at there is, now this ends up being towards the end of the search that was a result of the search warrant being executed on the Watts residence after Chris Watts was arrested. And, you know, the timeline goes like, oh, I just lost the page it was on. The search warrant starts soon thereafter. So let me just share another page here really quick, another tab. Okay, so what we're looking at, we don't need this volume for sure. So what we're looking at right here is the inside of the Watts residence. So as many people know, whoops, I want both here. Hold up. Okay. So as many people know, because we've researched information about this house so often, this house is just over 4,000 square feet. So, I mean, my gosh, think about thoroughly searching a 4,000 square foot house. You know, my house is a much older house than this one, but the space that we live in is about 2,300 square feet. And I know just walking through the house, doing something like very simple, but making sure that it's done in each room will take a while because, well, it's just how long it covers us it takes us to cover ground. So considering how large this house is, there's a full basement, there's a full first floor, there's 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. We know that the search warrant was executed at 10:21 p.m. And you're just going to have to take my word for that because I accidentally closed the tab that shows when the search warrant was served and when it began. Now, we saw at the end of that footage there, we saw 2 people from the DA's office show up. The officer was like, "Oh, you don't look like reporters." And then they identify themselves as being from the district's attorney's office. Now, through the course of discovery and through, various people reporting what they report in the discovery, we know that, let me come over to this page now. I wish I could share more than one page at a time or more than one tab at a time. I don't know why I keep saying page tonight. All right, here we go. The autopsies. Okay, so now this is from the autopsy report. As you know, I personally don't do much with the autopsies because I am not medically inclined whatsoever, and I leave that to other people. But the place where we do get an accurate indication of when Shanann Watts' body was tragically recovered from that very shallow and disrespectful grave that was created for her. It says right here, the last sentence under history, the descendant was pronounced dead at the gravesite at 0:05 hours on August 16th, 2018. So translating into the time we generally use when we tell time on the clock, that was 12:05 a.m., just after midnight. So to end the investigation, what ended the investigation altogether pretty much in my mind, but what technically ended the search of their home at 2825 Saratoga Trail that was underway as a result of the search warrant that was executed at 10:21 p.m. on August 15th was essentially, and it was totally, the recovery of Shanann Watts' body. So Shanann Watts' body was recovered. The DA's office was dispensed to the Watts residence. And moments thereafter, investigators stopped searching the house. I mean, I did do some research just regarding, it was really dry, really boring research. You had to find it in discovery pages of, I looked up a number of cases. And to search a residence, I just happened to find the start and end time for one residence in particular, and it was in Missouri. But the house was only 1,100 square foot. And it ended up being a death by suffocation, much like this case. But they spent almost 7 hours in that house. There were pictures of the house. It was a small house, but it was a neat house. It was 1,100 square foot. So to spend 2 hours covering this over 4,000 square foot of the Watts residence, and to know that search ended just after the DA's office showed up has always been an extremely curious question in my book. I'll check you all out. Hello, Gathering Place. Welcome. It's very nice to see you. And Lobo Medina, nice to see you too. Always so happy when you can make a live stream. And yes, it is totally better late than never. Hello, Elizabeth Bridges. How are you? Nice to see you here. And Hev, nice to see you as well. Welcome to the channel. Let's see, who else do we have? Hello, Edward Schwenk. Oh, yeah. And I was like, do you have a 401k? And he was like, yeah. Oh, you might make. I might have to. I might have to play. I might have to play my video of her saying that 1,000 times now. So glad all of you guys are here. Hi, Turquoise. How are you? Nice to see you as well. Let's see. Amy Walker, hello. Nice to see you. She's given a poor Dieter. I feel bad for Dieter too. Dieter, fortunately, seems like he has a really nice life now. He's with Shanann's brother, as far as I know. I've just seen the pictures that he's posted of him. That's the reason I know. And he's getting up there in age, guys. He's like got to be like, he's like 17. Hi, Meg McSee. How are you? I saw that you're driving. Please just drive carefully, my friend. I know you said you would, but we all care about each other here. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. So does anyone have anything to say or questions about that search warrant, the way it was executed on the house, and the way that that search ended? I love that you guys are all chatting there in chat. I'm just trying to see if there's any questions on that particular topic. Since it's Memorial Day weekend, my 19th. Oh, that's so sweet. Look at that. Gathering Place says, since it's Memorial Day weekend, my 99-year-old and World War II veteran father requested my presence. You know, I think it's so sad that whole, and that's amazing. And tell him we said, bless you, my dear, and thank you for your service. You know, my grandfather who served in World War II and was awarded a Purple Heart, and I don't know, I'm so proud of him. You know, he passed away a few years ago. And, you know, I think we've all noticed that generation it's slowly, you know, they're becoming fewer and fewer of those people who are still alive. And, you know, it's just sad. It's just sad to me that piece of history is changing in that way. So R says they did not follow correct protocol in the search. So, and that is totally correct. I mean, we do know, because we saw the investigators, you know, carrying the evidence out it just seemed like almost like whatever bag they could get their hands on rather than the proper evidence bags. And whoops. Yes. Okay, so I'm trying to take a look at something in chat. So my point in showing this portion of, you know, of the, I guess, investigation, quote unquote, is that even when there was investigation that would on the surface seem to be a proper investigation, well, okay, well, look, they had a search warrant signed. They had a search warrant signed by a judge. You know, they started it soon thereafter and blah, 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 blah. You know, when you take a closer look, you find that the evidence collected was not collected properly. And you find that the reason that search ended altogether was for totally sus purposes, like the district attorney's office showing up and saying, all right, you know, I think we're good searching this 400 square foot house for just over 2 hours, which is completely not adequate. It's just mind-blowing. Oh, that's so nice. So Gathering Place says about her father, he was on the battleship USS Twining at Molson Man. Where was that? That's very cool. Aw. Okay. Oh, who is that? Oh, Jody is cool. Hello, Jody is cool. I was just talking about you a little while ago. Yes. Oh, a few of our Jodies are here. I was telling Jody Landis if she ever has to email me to please specify exactly who she is, because there are so many Jodies that I get you guys confused sometimes. Let's see. Hef says, okay, sweetheart, at RR, who is our sweetheart for sure. I'm interested in this case with CW, am very out of the loop, as I've had no creators of interest. Oh no, they're just liars and scammers. Oh no, in my opinion. And then they came across Kelly. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I take that as a super big compliment. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It is very important to me that people think exactly not that of me, that we deliver you truth and honesty. And even if, you know, what is true and what is honest is not that exciting, that's what you're going to get. Sorry. Joan says, congratulations on your first week. Yes, I started a new job. I've been there for a week. I was planning on doing a live stream last night, guys. I never scheduled it, so I didn't have to cancel it. I just mentioned to you on Thursday I was going to do it. Guys, I came home. I got home at 5. I was allowed to leave a little early. Guess the holiday weekend. Some other people were leaving early. I laid down for a nap. I didn't wake up until today. I just slept. I told you I do that, Molson man. I told you. Aw, thanks. Amy says, I have to pin it so I can read it. Whoops. Kelly, you're an absolute doll. Thank you so much. I respect your approach and the sensitivity to the sad story. Thank you. I think, and hi, Jamie Smith. How are you, sweetheart? I think it's so important that when we're handling something like this, when we're talking about something like this, that you do so sensitively. And, before I started my channel, I would watch some creators and, some of them would put out really good information, but the way that they spoke about things just bothered me a little. So I was like, okay, note to self, whatever it was. Oh, Amy, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Really super helps out the channel. And thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. Oh, yes. We got RR. What's the obsession? That's what I want. Kelly, this is the first live. Well, I'm so glad you can make it, my friend. And RR is so lovely. She's a wonderful moderator. And I am so happy that we have her for sure. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Ara. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to take a look at is I'm looking at this on request. So do you remember way back when, just a couple weeks ago, we were talking a whole lot about I created a couple of videos and did some live streams about the timeline of Chris Watts' mistress on Sunday, August 12th and Monday, August 13th. So now what it is that some people have requested to see is the Nate's security camera footage via the body cam of Officer Coonrod when he's talking with Chris and Nate, while that initial search that was started by Nicole Atkinson is going on. And you guys were right to ask about that, because guess what? I never did circle back around. I mentioned, that there is this shot, or there's this footage on Nate's security camera that is, that is that evening of Sunday, August 12th, and it corresponds approximately with the time that NK and Chris Watts' phone call ended, and a whole lot of shady things were going on. So we're going to take a look at that. But before we look at that specifically, let me just, for, those of you, oh goodness. And I also did want to do the dog search. There's so many things to do. Okay, hold, I got to pause this. Nope. Okay. For those of you that might be new, or, just so we can all get on the same page, I'm going to play a little bit of that timeline video that's going to discuss what Chris Watts' mistress was up to on Sunday, August 12th, the day before the disappearance of the family and the day before the murders, and then on that very day of the murders. It's shocking stuff. All right. Let's see, give me just a moment here. All right, yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to pick back up. And now I just want to put this out there to you guys. Yeah, so what I'm going to be playing, it's a little bit from a previous live stream, But I just want to put it out there to you guys that, regarding that 111-minute phone call that happened the night before the murders, it's strange for so many reasons. And I'm not going to play. I've done several videos on this that talks exactly about why it's so strange. But I'm just going to tell you that, I went through and I looked at the longest phone call on every page of those phone records that we have from Nicole Kessinger. And the longest phone call that she had ever had with Chris prior to that 111-minute phone conversation was exactly 57 minutes in length. So 57 minutes is less than an hour. That 111 minutes is just under 2 hours, but it's much longer than 57 minutes. And as you look through the phone records and you analyze the length of her calls with Chris Watts or anyone else, you will see that a 111-minute phone call is way out of normal pattern for Chris Watts' former mistress, at least on that billing cycle. She was never on the phone with somebody for that long, not even close, until that super sauce 111-minute phone call that happened the evening before the family went missing, just 2 hours before Shanann Watts arrived home from a business trip. And it was ultimately the evening before the family was murdered. Oops. Need some volume. Come on. What? This is so weird. Okay. Turn up. Freaking crazy stuff. That man is just cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh, guess who we were talking about? Do I do a good cuckoo clock? I think I do. All right. All right. So let me get this here. Okay. All right. She dedicated nose and so what am I'm interested in this comment by Deplorable. Can you tell me what you're referring to? There is a conversation, their conversation may have indicated something amiss, and she decided just to nose around out of curiosity. What do you think? I'm interested in exactly what you're talking about there. Oh, I got you. The former mistress. And thank you guys for the nice comments too. I'm just seeing them. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your support, and I'm so happy you're here. That the former mistress maybe was just nosing around, just to kind of see where he is. Yeah, I mean, and that is one of the possibilities. Yes, Kevin, here we go with the phone pings because they're critical. And so that's what I want to discuss with you guys. What do you think is more likely? So I'm hoping that the material in this presentation is going to help to clarify that for you. I'm glad you said that, Deplorable, because I actually had that possibility in mind when I was creating this material. Okay, so let's take a look-see here. All right, so I'm just going to go back a little. So I'm just going to kind of flip through this. I'm not going to go through it all over again, guys. Don't worry. But when I was referring to the records of the original discovery, the reason I was doing that is the same reason I placed the watermarks here. Well, that's not a watermark. This is a watermark in the middle here. On these pages of the phone bill that was in the first rendition of discovery. Okay. Law enforcement stopped putting this out in the discovery after a while, and you got to ask why. But not a lot of people have this bill. Still. Not a lot of people got it in the first place. It's not in heavy circulation. So a friend of mine who's actually a creator on another channel asked for it, and of course I gave it to her I will share information with anybody who asks. Actually, I see pieces of my videos on other channels. I'm not saying that people are out there just stealing my content and modeling after me. I don't think that, but hey, if they find it to be usable, guess what?
What am I talking
find that
about? Let me move forward. What am I talking about? Sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about?
events on her
Okay.
phone bill. So basically calls, okay? So out of those 238, actually only 3 of them pinged in Frederick, Colorado. I forgot to put that slide in. Maybe I can find it. Okay. So on the morning of August 13th, that's the very same time Chris Watts' beautiful family went missing. In fact, Shanann was last seen on security camera at 1:48 that morning. A ping is important because it's a communication regarding a location of a phone. In the part 1 of this little series, I talked about that at length. You can go watch it if you'd like. And the location of the tower that NK's phone pinged off of, combined with the location of the other towers that have Verizon antennas, because that was her carrier, narrows down the possibilities of where she was. And this is something that nobody else has covered, because this is something that I do have a little extra knowledge of because I used to work in the industry. So here's the bill. Now, what I did on each page of the,
I already told you guys that.
right, that's 9 minutes short of 2 hours. The top 3 length.
I told you guys that too.
Okay. She gets out of.
You know what? So here, we can just stick with this rather than rewatching all of this. I know. Here.
Into the information about the ping that we need to consider when we are thinking.
Okay, we don't need to rewatch all of that. Okay, so the important thing to know here is that, let me get to the little piece, the little phone bill picture. There it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, here it is. All right. Okay, so the important thing that we need to know, guys, is that this 111-minute phone call that Nicole Kessinger remembered nothing about, and that Chris Watts remembered nothing about. And in fact, when they were at each of them was asked about this 111-minute phone call by law enforcement, they said just about the same things. They use very much the same language, which is also very interesting. Now, this 111-minute phone call that happened the night before the family went missing and the night before the murders was nowhere to be found in Discovery. Now, I think this is a really big deal. When you look at the pages of the Discovery that give the official timeline, you will find that Nicole Kessinger was all over that Discovery on every single day, and until August 12th, the day before the murders. Now, on the day of the 12th, there are 6 pages of timeline. Basically, on the day of the 12th, they cataloged and itemized every single thing that Chris Watts did. Every bit of communication he had, everything that he did, everything they could possibly, like attach a time to, they did, and there it is in Discovery. But suspiciously and conspicuously, that 111-minute phone call is nowhere to be found in the Discovery. Not a single mention of it. I was thinking about the sheets, by the way, tonight, DTC prime time. I'm still working on that. We've got to get together and get that going. So as we look at this phone bill here, we will see that the phone call ends. I'm sorry, it starts at, let's see, I can't really see right now. What does it start? At 9:25 p.m.? Is that what it says? Is that right? I think it says 9:25. I'm a little blurry. Okay. It starts at 9:25 p.m. and the phone call is 111 minutes. So that's 9 minutes short of 2 hours. So that phone call ends, around 11:15 p.m. So the footage that you guys were asking about, or some of you were asking about, that is on Neighbor Nate's security camera video, but it can only be found in the officer's body camera footage when he's standing in Nate's living room talking to Chris Watts and Nate. That is right here. And then I'm going to ask who would like to come up on panel. So if you're feeling brave, no. If you want to say something, please come on up, okay? Oh, let's see. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. So we see that right here. So now there are some issues with Chris Watts' router connecting and disconnecting from the home router, you know, in the vicinity of that 111-minute phone call. And that's something I have to do some further research into. I was actually intending to look at that for this live stream, but I told you guys I started a new job. I had a lot of stuff going on this week. I just didn't get there. So if you were to look at, if you can see, when you're looking at Nate's TV, it's the top screen on the left-hand side, and the time underneath that says 11:25 p.m. Now we know that the date here is, I don't think I have it in this video, but it's in the video that has all of the security, or I'm sorry, all of the body cam footage on it. We know that it's on August 12th because just before this screenshot here, Nate is kind of flipping through his security camera footage menu, and we see that it's labeled as being 11/12/2018. So this picture in the upper left-hand corner of his television, as we are looking at it right now, is timestamped for 11:25 on that Sunday evening, August 12th of 2018. So the reason, now remember, Nate's security camera footage is triggered by motion sensors. It's motion sensor sensitive. So that means, now what you can see in that picture is, you look a little closer if you were to blow it up. And again, I will do that for you guys. I will put it out there. I didn't get it done before today's, see new job, etc. What you can see is there's headlights going by the Watts house. So the question in my mind, and is the obvious question that might be in anyone's mind, it's around the same time that Chris Watts' phone disconnected from his home router, which would be the router that all of the devices connected to in the house. So who was driving by? Why did he go outside? And, you know, there's a whole lot of questions surrounding that 111-minute phone call and what the heck was going on during it. We don't even know if Chris Watts' former mistress stayed in one place during that phone call. There's no way of knowing these various details. So, let's see. Why did it react to her message again? Texas tragedy. Let's see. Okay, so who would like to come up on panel? DTC Prime Time, Molson, man. Who would like to come up and talk and rescue me because my allergies are driving me nuts and I keep sniffling in the ears here. Let's see. How can I attend your chat? I never understood why they're still keeping the case closed. If you have to take this on, why do you think? Oh, let's see. So people would you like to come up? People are asking you questions, and I bet they would love, I bet everyone would love to hear your answers. Awesome. All right, I'm going to just share the link in chat. And if you're interested in coming up, just let me know. And yeah. Oh my God, I'm suffering so bad. These allergies this year are killing me. Does anyone else have like allergies that are unbearable this year? Because this is crazy. I've never had allergies this bad, ever. Here we go. You don't have so Ara says to somebody, I don't have answers by any means. Ara, you don't have answers. None of us do in regards to this case, but you have very good, well-developed ideas. That's why people like to hear from you. Okay, I put that link up. So anybody, oh, well, not anybody. Well, yeah, okay. Let us know you want to come up. Grab that link I just dropped and come on up. There's my girl, DTC Primetime. Let me say hello. Hey, DTC Primetime. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Hi, Kelly. Can you hear me okay? I don't have my
I can hear. Oh, great. Actually, it's great sound. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, so I was just looking today. I was looking at my email, which I don't get into nearly enough. And I was looking through the information you said on the sheets once again. And I really do want to follow up on that. So we definitely have to get that going and follow up on the information with the sheets, because I also, since the last time we talked, went back and watched some of the videos that people have made about the sheets, and girl, I just think they're off. I don't think anyone got it right so far.
Yeah, something's going on with it. I think there's a lot of information in there, and I'd love to kind of crowd solve that question about the sheets. If you guys want to join, I would love it. If you guys want to talk about it together, I would love that, because it's not super clear to me. And I always think that it's a better discussion when people have different thoughts on a subject and can offer different.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. So does anyone have anything? I mean, should I just read through the material? Do you want to do it now, or do you want to save it for another time?
Yeah, we could totally do it now, Kelly. Absolutely. I mean, it's not a brilliant. I threw it on a Word doc. I would have put it in a video or a PowerPoint or something if I had the wherewithal that day, but I was just like, I need to get this down because it is bothering me.
No, I know.
And just kind of have it all there in order, because my mind kind of thinks like that, like chronologically, like what happened when, like what does this mean, as far as the events, because I think that's the best way to kind of go back and figure out what might have actually happened that night.
No, I think that's a really good idea too. I just want to mention, or I just want to address something in chat. So Jody is cool. I think you're asking Joan. I emailed Justin. Was him in chat? That one night when we were all questioning, was that or you guys were all questioning, was that Justin in chat? It was him, because I got a message from him later saying like, I don't know, kind of, I don't remember what it said, but yeah. So that was definitely Justin. It was Justin. And Justin. Yeah, it was Justin for sure. Yeah. David Carter. Gosh dang. How are you doing? Nice to see you. How's it going, David?
Hey, David. Cool. Hope you're doing well. I think about you sometimes and totally want the best for you.
Yes, absolutely. Totally, David. I'm going to let Ara come up now, or invite Ara come. Good thing I have people on panel, huh? Hi, Ara. How are you, sweetheart?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the invitation. We always appreciate.
Yes. Oh my gosh, of course. So,
Yeah.
Ara, what do you think I'm kind of putting you on the spot. So what do you think is, so we're talking about the sheets right now. I've talked ad nauseum about like, the 111-minute phone call and the ping and all of that NK related evidence. I tried to get away from it for a little while because, I just wanted to talk about other things too, but it's really hard to not go back to. But there's oops, she fell off. Oh, well, hopefully I'll keep talking. Hopefully she'll hear me. Then there's,
come back up.
Yeah, come on back up, Ara. Come back up. Yes, David, everyone sends their love to you. I hope you're doing good, sweetie. Oh, aren't you guys so sweet? You're being sarcastic, Kevin. Stop. So here, let me get that information up about the sheets while I'm just waiting here. So let me let Ara back up first. Hello, love.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I think my computer has bad allergies right now.
Oh my God. I understand. I didn't do the live stream whatever night this week because my nose was bleeding so bad. I had to keep holding my nose, and I didn't think it was going to be good to talk like this. I've never ever had this happen before.
You were asking me something about the sheets.
Yeah. So, well, I was just like mentioning all of the different kind of groupings of topics that people tend to talk about regarding the evidence in this case. What is the most bothersome to you?
Well, besides everything.
Right. I know. I mean, that is the real answer.
The thing that I know, I guess, least of is the autopsy report. I feel like a lot of people they assume they know exactly what it says.
Yes.
And I find that troubling because
yes,
if you're not someone with a medical degree that deals with dead bodies on a daily basis, I think putting information out on the internet saying, I know exactly what this means and this chemical and this can only happen.
Yes.
They speak in that way. And I think a lot of ideas are put out there that only confuse people more than it should. And I feel like that's why there are so many people that are confused also, because they want to see everything they can about this case, but then they're getting information that are just assumptions. And so then they become more confused.
I think that's a really great point. And I think that, it certainly is, in my opinion, it's so like, this is kind of where my boundaries are. It's good. And it's good to talk about these things, as DTC Primetime just, said. I think, for everyone to put their heads together and share ideas, I think you get further in that way. But for people to go onto their channel or another person's channel and state their novice opinion is fact, when they know so many people out there are hungry for answers in this case, and there's a likelihood that people are just going to believe it. I think that really sucks.
I'm starting to call this case the Chris Watts production at the end of the day.
Yeah, seriously.
So the autopsy, I can't speak of that, but the autopsy is confusing to me. But also the sheets, I don't understand. What always confused me about the sheets, if we're just talking about common sense, is there were sheets on the bed when they entered the home that day. It seemed like there was the sheet that goes over, like they had the fitted sheet, it was on, and then the other sheet on top, and then the comforter was on the floor.
Yes, thank you. And everybody's talking about how there are no sheets on the bed. Like, there are sheets on that bed.
Right.
Yeah, and then there were pillows and pillowcases there too.
Pillowcases on the pillows. Thank you, Tara. It's
there.
Right.
You don't have to assume it's. Go watch the video.
It's there.
It's there. Go look at it.
It is there. You're right. You're totally right.
And then, they go. There's a sheet at Servy. And I'm like, where did that sheet come from? Because it didn't come from the bed that they walked into that morning.
Right.
So what happened? Where is the sheet?
And it would, based on the story that Chris Watts told, basically every time about Shanann, because he admitted to that all along, it only makes sense that she would be wrapped up in a sheet that was originally on their master bed.
Well, that's the story, that he killed her on the bed.
The story. Yes. So if that story, go ahead.
I'm looking at the sheets. I mean, if you look at the sheets, those were on the bed and somebody changed them before law enforcement got there. I mean, that's what I see. And I just want to see what you guys think.
You hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah.
Or he did it himself.
Well, yeah. Assuming it was him. Obviously, he was definitely the one candidate that could have done it. But I mean, he had a lot going on. He had 2 little girls. He had, to load his deceased beautiful wife into his vehicle, which I don't see that happening. I mean, there was a lot going on that morning from the time she got home at like 1:49 until the time he left at 5:46. That's not a lot of time.
No, it's not.
If we look at the sheets, we might be able to figure something out.
Well, and also I know it's grotesque for me to speak about this. So just warning everybody, if you don't want to think about a dead body, But I'm gonna be sensitive.
Something we have to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she was wrapped in the sheet, okay, and that was probably the way that he got her out of the vehicle and then dragged her to the hole. But
Right.
for me, I'm wondering why not. But then again, I'm not a killer, right? So I don't know.
Right.
Why did he roll her out of the sheet into the hole, and then just toss the sheet, or why not just drag her into the hole and then just cover it all up?
Yeah, that's a good point. Just left the sheet to blow away in the wind. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? I mean, that sheet was the first thing that they honed in on with that drone search. So
I figured that he would roll, like, you understand, DTC, what I'm saying? Like, why not just drag her to the hole and put her in the hole and then put the dirt over it? But I feel it would be more difficult to find where the sheet starts and then roll her out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
a lot
weird.
of things would have been difficult that morning with the time that he had at Servy. Absolutely. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Why not bury the children as well? I mean, that doesn't make sense. Why not bury them all together? That makes no sense to me. I don't get that.
I know.
Why put
I know.
To begin with?
But see, we're not killers, and we don't know what it's like to be in that moment. So, it's not common sense to kill someone either instead of divorcing them. So that just tells you.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. But my thought on that, guys, is the only thing that makes sense to me as to why it really bothers me, as it does a lot of you guys I know, it really bothers me that the girls ended up in those oil tanks. And the only thing that makes sense to me is that he was digging, the hole, and at some point he realized, oh my God, I am never in a million years going to have enough time to dig this hole, the hole big enough to put all three of them in before, my coworkers get here. Okay. So I had that thought, but then wait a minute, because I had another thought that checked my thought, so you like in that line of thought. So, okay, so well, what am I going to do with them? And he looks around and there's the oil tank. So there's the obvious, but then I'm thinking, well, Bella and Celeste they're not that big. So how much additional effort and time really would it take to continue digging enough to place them there as well? I don't know, guys. I don't know.
That's what bothers us all, right? It's the tanks, and then the fact that he says he took the time to put one in one and then the other one in the other one. It's just, I'm thinking that was like a panic move for him. He was like, I'm running out of time and I got to do something.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that really makes sense to me is if he never intended for the children to die when he was burying Shanann, and he had already buried her. That's the only thing that makes sense to me why he would put them in those tanks. I mean, he obviously did.
Okay. Wow. Like the children are still alive. He buried her. He thought he was gonna go back to the truck, and the children were gonna survive.
I would hope so. I would hope that was his.
Yeah.
Bury them.
I never thought about that. Wow.
I brought up the last time I was talking to you, Kelly, I think it was, where my mind started going into this really weird road of, I mean, you guys remember that Dalia DiPolito case?
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what if, because it's not uncommon, what if, CW and K, they wanted to be together, and these people are not, they're evil people.
Right, they are.
What if it was something like, we can find someone to fix this problem, and that's why CW, because I'm like, why would he go into a freaking lie detector test? If he really believed he was gonna pass it, because if that was what, like, maybe there was like kind of like a hire for murder kind of situation, and if he really, I mean, that would be in my mind, the only reason why he would go into there, because technically, I didn't kill anybody. I didn't do anything. Just like Dalia said,
right
in her interview, I didn't do anything.
So guys, really quick, Dalia DiPolito was she hired somebody to kill her husband, who she'd been married to for a very short time. It seems like she was married to him in the first place and always had been for perceived amount of money that he might have, but somebody tipped off law enforcement before, anything actually happened. So law enforcement shows up at their apartment early morning while she's at the gym, calls the gym for her to come home, and it's all on camera. And they're like, "We're sorry to let you know, ma'am, but your husband has been shot. He's gone." And she's like, no, and it's like all on camera. So that's what happened there. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to give them a context.
No, thank you, because I forget people don't know about some of this weird stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just a theory, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's a theory. I don't want, because after lives happen, I notice that other channels get on and they start like talking about people, right? And they're like, it's just really annoying. So I just want to say it's a theory, and Kelly lets us talk about stuff, but in no way do I have any evidence of this. I'm just talking about comparing it to other
Has anyone been talking about our channel?
I think in general, there's just, there are different sides of the situation.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not going to talk about any other channel because I respect everybody. I have no problem with anybody, but there are some people that just don't like NK to be talked about.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? You see that, and
yep.
Get over it kind of thing. And I listen to those lives because I just like to be aware of everybody's perspective.
I think that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people, they take the fact that she wasn't brought up on any charges as to mean that she had no part in it. And I don't think that's the case. I know that's kind of the target of today's live stream, but it is up to the DA who to charge with what, if they have enough evidence to bring it to trial. And just because they didn't think they had enough evidence to convict her doesn't mean that they weren't suspicious of her. Not at all.
Right.
So I want to make sure that that's clear. Just because she wasn't brought to trial and convicted of anything doesn't mean that she's not a suspect in their mind at the time. I mean, obviously she was.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
The investigators would have had to have been like deaf, blind, and dumb to have no suspicion of that woman. There's just no way. There's no way a rational person could have no suspicion of her. And welcome, Isabella, and everyone else who just joined. It's very nice to see you guys here. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to everybody, but welcome. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
And for those of you that... Sorry,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just reading chat, and to Gail's point, Sherilyn Cadle.
Yeah, I was just reading that too. I'm going to pin that.
He put the girls in the tanks to make sure they were dead. So essentially the third attempt of murdering those poor babies. And I'd like to address that because I think, if there was a plan for those children to have died, I didn't think he wanted to follow through with that part of the plan if there were others involved. I have a hard time with that part of the narrative that, he even said like he was trying to save his children, like thinking of ways he can save them on the way out to Survey 319 in that Wisconsin interview, or maybe it was a letter to Sherilyn. I don't know.
Did he? Well, I think in the Wisconsin interview he said, "Why?" I think he said, "Why couldn't I have figured out a way to save them?"
Something like that. And
anyway,
that's telling because it's like, well, you can save them. You can, there's a lot of things you can do. You could take them to school. You can
basically anything but what you did.
Yeah, anything, right? So I'm like, I have a hard time believing that was his plan alone for that reason. And I know Kevin will probably disagree with me here in chat, but I don't put a lot of stock in Chris Watts or what he says. I mean, I find him just deplorable, and I might be wrong on that. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I think that, there are certain truths that come out in these embedded confessions, as it were. And I think there were a lot of them that came out with Nicole Kessinger.
I went live after one of Kelly's lives because she lets me.
Anytime, girl.
And I was talking, and I have some besties that go and hang out with me. It's like 4 people, but we all chat, whatever. And we were talking about us, and we're all so different. We have different opinions, but at the end of I don't know, man. It's just the whole. You talked about, I think, Chris. Like he was such a distant person from everybody, even his parents. He was distant from. and Shanann and the girls, and he was not confrontational. He couldn't stand up to his own wife, and I just don't feel someone like that can crack, but crack to the point where how people think he cracked, like with the children. I just don't think it can go that far. Like maybe he yells, maybe him cracking means yelling or something, but I just really feel in my heart that he didn't do that. And there was a detective that like came into the chat and started saying some interesting things, and we at some point we had to ask him to kind of step off because he didn't know some things. And he said but something he did say is that, you know, don't is people are capable of more than you think. So you know, it made me think like, you know what, maybe, I mean, it's still possible he did do this in my brain with the kids, but sometimes I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we just want to see the good in people too much.
Yeah.
You know what? And we just, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but my brain gets
I mean, that no, that all makes sense. And you know, I think that goes back to the whole reason why so many people are fascinated by this case and are going to continue to be, regardless of whether people are talking about it on YouTube or not, as I've said before, is because it is the nature of the huge human mind to hold on to that which it does not understand, but that we feel is so close to us, like it's a threat. You know what I mean? So I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. I want to ask people in chat. I see there's a little bit discussion about, and hi Donna, welcome to you as well. I missed you before. Hello. How many of you believe anything that Sherilyn Cadle says in her books, if you know about it? So if you believe her, put a 1 in chat. If you just simply don't believe a damn thing that comes out of that woman's mouth, put a 2 in chat. I'm just really curious about that. I see there's just a little bit talking about Sherilyn Cadle. When you're doing that, I'm going to like about her. She's definitely been, you know, she's definitely been caught lying. And it makes sense to me that some things she's been caught lying about. Yes, I do believe she was caught lying, and she was lying about those things. I do. Wilson Man puts like 1,000 twos. Yeah, we've got mostly twos out there, mostly non-believers. Welcome, Wendy. Welcome, Black Cadillac. Welcome, Terry Anderson. Oh, everyone comes out of the woodwork to do this. That's awesome. Hi, guys.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with the chat. I find her very credible.
You find her very credible. Why is that?
I read that book several times, and
you got a lot. Yeah, you got a lot of explaining to do from all these twos.
Well, I mean, they're entitled to believe who they want to believe, but
yeah, of course.
I found her completely credible. I don't know a whole lot. I mean, I came into this case late, like in 2020, so I didn't read her first book, and I wasn't aware of like the allegations of plagiarism. I don't know anything about that. I did read her second book, the one with Chris's letters to her, like the ones that he hand wrote. Yeah. I believe those are from him. I believe those are his words. So yeah, I believe what he said in those letters came from him.
I personally, I have no opinion on that because I haven't read the book.
Yeah.
And I think people in chat, like if you're giving your opinion on it, keep that in mind also, because you know what I mean? Just I haven't read it, and the letters that Chris wrote, I guess I can't get myself to read them because I don't want, I'm going to read his words in my brain.
Yeah, I know. That's right. Well, you know, I just want to play, I don't know. I feel like it's an appropriate time to play this. So here, I just want to play some, I'm just going to play like 2 or 3 minutes of it. Some of the footage or the videos that, you know, that we have of Chris Watts with his children. Now, to me, this is the hardest thing for me for mentally work around. When I see him with his children, guys, what I see is a loving father with children who absolutely adore him. And it's really hard for me to get around this image that I have of him with his children, which to me shows a loving father.
He helps me grow up strong.
I forgot this one didn't. Here we go.
My daddy, I love you.
Oh, I love do that again. Coral, say hi to your grandma.
Say hi, Grandma. Say hi, Grandma.
Say hi.
Say hi.
You guys ready? Yeah? Okay.
Bella, Cece, say hi, Nana, Papa, and Mimi and Papa.
Whoa.
Okay,
holy
Daddy's not
loud.
going to do it if you keep falling off.
Papa.
Look in the camera.
Mimo.
Right here, look here.
Hey, Papa.
He's not on there. We're watching a video.
Okay.
You silly goose. You guys,
Was that
see?
DC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, if you
No, I
fall
know.
off, we're not going to do it anymore, okay?
I will say
Nina.
Yes,
Hey,
sweetie.
Richard. Watch this.
he shows affection to his kids in those videos.
Whoa.
I wish there was a way to
I have to stop that screaming. Hold it. Here's a better one. It's just going to be another 60 seconds. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm like, oh my God, right in my ear too. Right in my earbud.
I want to put it out there though, in the videos, he does show that he loves his kids. Like it's
Right.
obvious. I think this is something
Right.
Tammy Lee said. That's why they don't understand why. But you do not see him give affection to his wife.
No, you don't. You don't. Here, let me just play this one because this one with Cece always really gets me. And then, yeah, I agree with that totally. So it's a short on someone's channel. I don't even know whose. I just searched it really quick. The Serpentine Path. Thank you.
Here we go. Ooh, ooh. Here we go, Steelers.
Look at
Here
him
we
smiling
go.
at her, you know?
Here we go, Steelers. Here we
Just the way he looks at his daughter here. I mean, I'm like, he obviously is in love with her.
Let's see, Richard.
Huh? Gotta see picture. Say cheese. Aw, say here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Ooh, ooh.
And now it's also said that in that video, you can see in his hand that he's holding, people say that it's the Benadryl and the Tylenol that the kids are apparently given every night. But I don't know if I want to go down that path, but I just wanted to point out that it's that video. Yeah. Yeah. And Isabella says, I see that's real love in his eyes. And that's what I see too. And that video really shows it. And that is just, I can't get over it. And sorry, I kind of cut you off, Ara, but that's all I got for videos.
No, I just wanted people to notice that as you were playing it, because I think that's what you were getting at, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And he doesn't show affection towards Shanann. And, I mean, oh man, that relationship seems a little like, I don't know if it's so simple, it's dumb, or if it seems like a little complicated, but they weren't on the same page. Like that much was clear to me. Like, I think that, but at the same time, I think Chris Watts almost needed a strong, domineering female personality like that in his life, because I don't think he had a lot of strength on his own, but it did not seem like there was a lot of love in that relationship. It seemed like all those wonderful things that Shanann had to say about him were just kind of like things to say. That's always how I felt about it.
And Shanann was like a good wife, I feel. I mean, from the videos. Then again, how much do we know? We just see videos. I mean, everybody here, think about your family, your personal family, and the family dynamics.
Right.
Someone outside looking in, they will never know that there's drama with your sister or your uncle or your mom or dad, but you post on Facebook. You post on Facebook like, happy birthday, mom, love you. But every time you talk, you both argue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally. And well, I just brought Joan up on panel. So welcome, Joan. Welcome to panel.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Joan.
How's everyone? Hello, beautiful ladies.
Hello, Joan.
Yeah, hello.
And beautiful chat.
That's right.
This is what I have to say about the situation. I think that I was believing this whole thing about Chris Watts, with the videos. I'm like, there's no way Bella had to walk in. But you know what? Him saying like his confessions every time it was more vile about your babies. This is your babies. Who makes up stories like that? Who says that stuff? I don't care if you're just saying it just to get them off your back, just a lot, whatever you're doing. You still said it about your babies. So you really, that's just a little sick to me. And I really don't think I think he planned on getting rid of them. I think he chose her because he wasn't going to raise those kids. Let's face it. She didn't want kids. They were SW's children. There's no way he was going to keep them two girls. I believed he
Wait,
really did love
slow
them.
down. Wait, slow down. You think he wouldn't keep those 2 girls if he moved on to NK?
No, I know I don't. I
That's
think
what you're
No.
saying? Okay.
I don't think so either. I think the grandparents would have had to raise them, in my
no, I
opinion,
Yeah.
think
if
he
he had
said
gotten
Yeah.
away with it. And my
like
whole theory is
he's
basically that he had
like what?
essentially set her up for a self-defense kind of situation. If you look at the August 6th letter, and this is kind of something new that I've come up with, but if you look at the August 6th letter, you know, if anything happens to me, look at my wife. And the fact
Right.
that he used his credit
Yes.
card at the Lazy Dog on the 11th, I think that he was setting her up to go off and
You're
to
right.
basically have a
Yeah.
I believe that
self-defense kind
too.
of thing.
Because there was
That's
a
what
reason
I
for the
I've been
letter.
thinking that for yeah.
And nobody really talks about that letter, but there was a whole reason for that letter. The sister wrote it, and that talk they had on the back porch, she always said.
Yeah,
His
I was
sister.
thinking about that the other day. Yeah.
And you know what else I thought was weird? All right, to that. And then this is one thing. When he's having the Wisconsin talk with, he says, you know, we had sex last night, and I just thought it was a test. And they didn't press him on that. Like, what
Yeah.
test was that? Like,
I
you're lucky she
know.
didn't come home and bash her head in about the thing. And if she was doing it,
Yeah.
like, I would have thought I would have said the same thing. Well, what was last night? Like, I would have been like, I know I would have. That would have set me
Oh,
off.
absolutely. I would have too.
I'd be like, you mean to tell me?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, so I don't know what test is he talking about? Like, is he really said? Like, I'm wondering what was really going on in that brain of his, like up there. Like, just the things he was saying. I was watching ID Discovery has that new one on about him, and it was pretty. It was all right. They didn't dive too much into the mistress as much, but it was about the you know, the detectives and all were on there
Guys,
talking.
those specials like on television irritate the crap out of me because every single one of them gets so many facts wrong.
Well, I know, but you know what? I got to hear his confession better.
I definitely want to watch it though. Yeah.
I just like to watch like even though I know it back by the back of my hand, sometimes I catch new things in that confession, and I feel like when he goes, I think he's lying because I notice when he gets real quiet, and he goes, I always know. I feel like he's lying when he does that. Like it's just like,
Right.
but you know what? I don't know. But I really don't know because I mean I could tomorrow be like a whole different, just like Cheryl and Cato. I put no, I don't believe her.
Slow down, Joan. Slow down, sweetheart.
Like Cheryl and Cato, I believed. I didn't believe her, but I did read her book, and I do believe. So I'm kind of half and split with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that to me there are some things that ring true, but there are also some things that it just seems like we're fabricated. But I guess we'll never know. Really quick, I just have to ask Michelle G, and welcome Michelle G, and welcome Wendy Gay. Just put in chat. She said, Shanann Watts put a crown on his head. When he killed her, his crown was removed. So you're quoting Sandy Rusick. I just wanted to say that. So go ahead.
And then I think like maybe she wanted him to step up and be a man. Like at any time you could have got up and said, like you were so tough putting your hands around her neck. So why didn't you get tough and tell her I want to see my bills. I want my money. I think she would have been like, okay. It
she probably would have been happy that he was taking part in the household.
Yes, exactly.
Shit. Yeah.
Instead of being a punk.
Yeah.
And whining about her after he killed her. But it's hard to believe that.
All right, ice cream. Yes.
Yeah, that he was that scared of her, but he could wrap his hands around her like that.
Yeah.
You know, and he never denied not killing her.
Yes, to what Joan is saying and to what Ice Queen is saying, I think the answer may be in the sheets. If we can look at those sheets, Kelly, I think we might be able to figure that out tonight.
Let's
do
it.
Very
Let's look at
excited
the
to do it.
sheets,
Yeah.
man.
Did she make
All
it
right,
to the bedroom? Did he kill her by strangling her in bed as he has confessed? Let's look.
I was thinking, how did he have time to get the sheets off and all that, right? And put clothes in the wash when we saw him leave for work.
No,
Does
they
that
weren't
mean like he killed her? But they said there was no movement up and down the steps. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't a lot of movement. You know what I mean? So I was thinking like, so how did he get all that wash done? And
well, the laundry room was on the second floor next to the
bedroom. But I thought that's where
Right.
they said there was no like movement at all throughout the whole night.
That was on the first floor, I thought.
All right, so upstairs,
but there was
like
movement in the basement. So that was
well, yeah, the basement. I definitely believe things
that's a
happened.
whole other thing.
I definitely.
But yeah,
I think the pictures he took down in the basement that before they're telling, I think he definitely was planning it.
Yep.
And
when
I
he
think
was
that was a
calling
part.
the Vivint people and trying to
Yeah.
figure stuff out in the
She
basement.
must have been really sick, is what I'm thinking. Like, really sick, because she, in her good game, she would have picked up on all that Vivian stuff and been home. I just, that's what
She was just pregnant and
Yeah, she was really sick, and I just think she was
Yeah.
so sick because she was smart like that. There's no way in the world her feeling good, like not pregnant, you know. And it's,
Yeah.
we don't know it. Like, did he drug her? Did he not? So that could have been a key
Yeah.
issue.
He
That
did drug
she
her.
would have been all over. She would have called Vipin herself and went
He
home and
did
dealt
drug
with
her.
it.
Well, I
He
certainly
admitted
do
to drugging
believe
her.
that he drugged her when he arrived in
Exactly.
North Carolina the way he said he did, because the
He did,
symptoms she
yeah.
described would be completely in line with, you know, taking too much oxycodone. So, I mean, I definitely believe that.
And I want to know what that porch
And in Sherilyn's
talk was.
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. That porch talk with his sister out back. They said during his confession, when he was talking to her sister, them two were talking in the jail visit. She had said it. His sister said,
She thinks
"I wish we could go back to that porch and do that all over again." And I was like, I wondered what was said on that porch. It could have been anything. I'm just, you know, I'm not. It could have been anything. Something simple, but something was said. You know, that letter was wrote. It's just weird to me, that letter. And nobody really ever addresses that letter. Like, nobody
No,
thought
the
that was
letter,
weird.
you know, I was thinking about that letter. It just came into my mind out of nowhere. I was actually looking at something on another case, and I'm like, whoa. And now it makes sense. He was going to instigate a fight with her and have like a self-defense kind of
That's exactly what
strategy.
it is.
And
That's exactly it. You put the nail. That's your theory. That's exactly right.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate there, because, you know, now during that whole Nutgate thing, guys, I believe that was a little kookadoodles. I think the whole Nutgate incident, I do believe that you know, I do believe that Shanann, God rest her soul, I believe she overreacted. I think it was way too much drama for the
They just
size
didn't
of
get
the
along,
actual
yeah.
situation. Yeah.
And she
And I
probably didn't know
did
she was going to be
see,
killed either. That would be broadcast. And she probably, you know, that's embarrassing. I know when me and my
well,
mother-in-law
it's very
used to
embarrassing.
go
The way
at
she
it. Yeah,
behaved was embarrassing.
I know.
But,
But
you
when I
know,
was young, me and my mother-in-law, she could stir me up. She would do some stuff that were crazy and make me look crazy. And so I could, but like, so I just, but I got, you know, I never cursed her out. I would have never did that but I would have stewed to my friends and, oh yeah, been with it because she could do stuff.
yeah.
And
Well,
now that I'm older, it doesn't, I think back to it and I'm like, wow, was I really that mad? Now I feel like I was ridiculous. So it could have all just been,
let me
you
finish. So
know.
I was watching another creator recently who said, and guys, this made sense to me. So, you know, again, I'm just being like I'm just like presenting the other side, because I agree with what you say, and I kind of, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, you know, presenting the other side. Anyway, so this creator was saying that, you know, whenever, you know, Shanann, I believe she did get them into a shitload of debt, guys. I do believe that was the result of, you know, her spending and her needing to keep pumping cash into the MLM to keep her status. So this creator was saying, anyway, yeah, every time, you know, Shanann would do something naughty, she would make a big drama with somebody else, so everybody would turn their head and look at that somebody else, you know. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry, and I do see a lot of good things in Shanann, but I think that's what happened in Nutgate. I really do. I just think that.
Yeah, I guess, but I do think Cindy Watts too tried to agitate Shanann. You know she did because she got like, it just goes back and forth, and people like, I don't think Shanann was innocent,
Anna.
but I also think they should have both. I don't know. There was just some miscommunication somewhere, and they needed to get. I don't know when.
Yeah.
Like why was he calling her Boo and acting like that? He should have just said, "I don't like you anymore."
Yeah. And now at the same time, I think it's a real problem. I will never, you know, I think, you know, Cindy Watts not going to her son's wedding, like, come on, freaking grow up. I cannot imagine what would keep me from my son's wedding if I didn't like the girl, whatever, you know. That just obviously was going to feed the fire. I mean, that was like really dumb.
I think they both got away. I think they both moved to Colorado to get away from both their parents. And sometimes I do.
Well, I think that's what Shanann wanted to do, in my opinion. I think Chris followed like a puppy dog, like he always did. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. No, he did because I don't even know. I really
Yeah.
don't. I just don't like the confession, the letter, and certain things I think about, and I'm just like, but then I go another whole way, too. I could be
Yeah.
thinking, but I never, God only knows. I'd like to take them and flip them upside down like they did with the water hose and make them tall.
Yeah, right.
Like, come on, just tell us. This is horrible. Because, maybe
Yeah.
he did do it all. Maybe that's the truth, and
He could
all
have,
this is
Yeah.
but he
crazy.
could have done it all, but it would have
What
been
do you really
really
think?
tight on time. No,
Yeah.
I don't think he had time. That's where it goes for me. And then you have to look at every other circumstance leading up to it. And I
I'm never
believe
going
that
to
the
believe she
mistress was
didn't.
there that morning.
Me too.
That's my opinion.
I can
She
never
was
get
there.
that out of my head.
Wait, I just
think
have to
I know,
address
too.
chat really quick. So,
All right, I'm going to leave. I'm getting down. I love you guys.
okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, thank you. Bye. She comes and goes so quickly. My God.
No, because I'll take over the whole chat. I'm like crazy sometimes.
People
Oh,
always
Because
all
I have all
right.
these facts.
We love you. All right, honey.
You
So,
got the gist of what I meant.
Bye,
yes,
Jody.
yes,
Bye,
you
honey.
got it, sweetheart. I love
Thank
her.
you for listening.
So,
I love you.
yes, of course. So
I'm going down
Country
the chat.
Sunshine. Okay. So Country Sunshine Gal says, I'm at a family reunion, saw this live and sneaked into the bathroom. LOL. Better get back. The addiction is real. Thank you for stopping by, Countryside Gal, though. She came to see us while she was at a family reunion. We love her. Oh, welcome. Yes, and then good night. I don't know if you've come or just gone, but then wait, who did I where? Oh, Jody is cool said, I think this is an important point, and I believe this too. Poor Shanann never had a chance to change. The end. And I mean, that is the bottom line. It's like she was killed at a certain point in time in her life. For her, time stopped forever in that moment. And I think she was on the cusp of having some real self-awareness and making some changes. But this is the point. She never had the chance. Oh my God, terrible.
May I say
Very
a couple
much
of
agree.
things?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Just because there was so much that was covered just
Yes.
now.
That's our girl.
I just wanted to, and I was writing things down, no joke. But okay, because you guys were talking about the fact about them being intimate that morning
Yes.
a while ago. And then Chris Watts said something about it being a test. What I was thinking as y'all were talking was that men don't really see intimacy like that. Men, I haven't been with a lot of men, but men don't see intimacy as anything other than just intimacy,
Yeah.
And it's not a chip to be they don't use that as a bargaining chip for anything. I don't think they're that complicated, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I believe that phrase, "it was a test," came from NK. I believe that because
it did seem very out of place, that statement, didn't it?
And I believe that Shanann Watts did want to fix her marriage, and even though she was feeling ill, she wanted to be intimate with him because she was feeling like she was losing him and that he was having an affair. So she, of course, that's what women do. We use sex as to give the man something,
Yeah.
And so if she was willing to do that, even in her medical state, emotional state, and feeling like she was losing him, I believe that CW told NK about them having sex, and he failed the test.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And then the whole paying with the debit card, I feel like, Shanann was coming back and was going to be a part of their everyday life now. And Kay knew she was going to lose him. So, him paying for that meal with the debit card was her way of saying, prove it to me. Prove it that you are leaving her.
Right. Yes. I believe that. I believe that theory. I do. Yeah.
And then, and so shit hit the fan real quick. And that's why I think NK was involved. It was a jealous rage kind of situation.
Yeah.
Just something to think about again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I went back and forth for a while, whether or not it was planned because it was executed so poorly as far as covering the crime. I'm like, if this was a plan, this is like the worst plan ever. Like, why would you bring them to work with you? That's pretty dumb.
Right.
Sorry,
But
I didn't mean. Sorry, TC. I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no. That's just something that I had struggled with for a while there. Like, was it planned? Because I mean, the execution was just horrific. But I went back and I looked at everything again. I was like, yeah, he planned it. Maybe he planned it alone. Maybe he didn't. But I don't think he executed the aftermath alone. And that is my theory, my opinion.
Well, Ice Queen says, and I agree with this, Ice Queen. I've thought this for a while. He says that credit card was to make Shanann look unstable, in my opinion. Yeah. I think that, I think that this whole idea of instability was initiated with his family, his parents, which, by the way, I respect the families on both sides. I don't think anything bad of either side of the families, but I think that they saw her as inherently unstable all along, as, is proven in their statements to law enforcement, or Rodney Watts' statements to law enforcement, and Cindy Watts' statements in her interviews. And I think he sort of, saw that almost as an opportunity for a defense or a reason or a justification. I'm not sure, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. And Molson Man says, at this point, he had nothing but contempt for Shanann. And that's right. I believe that too. And thank you for coming up, Joan. And everybody loves the panel. So thank you, guys. Yeah. Ice Queen says, yeah, knowing it would set her off. Yeah, I got ya. I think so too.
And then another thing, the Nutgate thing about her overreacting. She did overreact, but I think that emotion came from the fact that she never felt safe with that side of the family.
That's right. That's a good point.
So to her, they were never going to really, they never showed that they cared about her. So she was treading lightly. And if she overreacted about nuts, and she really thought that the in-laws were capable of putting their own grandchildren in danger, that says a lot about their relationship and how unsafe she felt there. And I mean, that stems from the wedding.
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
as women, we overreact over little things, but
especially pregnant women.
Yeah, when I was especially pregnant women.
Completely emotional.
I was a fucking mess. Yeah,
I was crazy. Yeah,
that's sad that someone felt that unsafe with their in-laws.
That's true.
That is sad. That is
and
sad.
She had no reason to feel safe with them. Everything that they ever did gave her the total clear signal. They did not like her. They did not approve of her. They did not want her in their son's life. Yeah, that makes really good sense.
And in the text messages with her friends, she was coming to that realization that part, that distance between the families she thought that was hurting her relationship. So she was ready to mend that. And she even told one of her friends in a text message, she said, I realized I have not been putting time for Chris in my schedule, and I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's kind of sad too. If you think about somebody that's so regimented that they have to schedule time with their spouse, that's a hard thing to imagine.
That is.
How busy was this woman? Oh my God.
Yeah.
This MLM thing was just the beginning of the end for her.
I know. Well, I mean, that's how I feel about MLMs. They make you really busy. You spend a lot of time feeling like you're productive, but at the end of the day, you're really just losing money.
Well, MLMs, you're always catering to other people, because the more you build relationships with other people, the more sales you get. But it comes from friendships. It doesn't come. You don't have a store. You are the store. Right. Your life is the store.
Yes,
that's right.
To that point, her life was broadcast. Her home, her children, her husband was broadcast for anybody to look in the window and see. And I think that may have played a part in her murder. If you're going to the conspiracy theory aspect of it, why was the mistress searching her and Chris Watts before she even knew them? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
She was broadcast reality TV on Facebook. Nothing against that. If that's what you want to do, but you are running a huge risk if you do that. protect
Yeah.
yourselves on social media, please, everyone, please.
And I don't think she
Yeah.
was doing that for any other reason. She just wanted to feel empowered and feel like she was providing for her family. And
Yeah.
and to everybody here that's listening now, just be careful what you post, on
Yeah, please. Seriously. That's right. Molson Man says, I could debate Shanann Watts' relationship with the Watts all day, every day. And then a couple other people agree. I know it is. It is. And welcome, Ho Chi Winner. How are you? Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't know. It's an interesting relationship. And then Mary says, Chris Watts was chosen. Now, what do you mean by that, Mary? That's an interesting statement.
that he was stalked,
Yeah. He
and
was stalked by,
Yep.
yeah.
would you guys feel okay with sharing your husband on the internet every day, especially when he's getting ripped?
The thing
Yeah,
is, he
right.
may have been. He may have been, because there's evidence to suggest that NK was looking them up a year before these tragedies. What sense does that make?
Yeah,
I mean,
that
what does
makes no sense with what people want us to believe. It makes zero sense.
Well, to quote, I'm sorry, to quote, I guess, or what do you say? Whatever. In the discovery, sorry, I've had 3
Mhm.
beers. In the
That's all
discovery,
right. You're so cute.
specifically Googled Shanann, not Chris.
Yeah. Crazy.
And of course, she saw him in the background. She's like, oh, okay. Like what I see. What's up with this guy?
Well, I mean,
A boss
at the
like me, the
time,
boss like me.
he wasn't
Yeah.
like ripped physical, peak condition. He had become that way, especially when Shanann and the girls were out in North Carolina, and he had more time to spend on his self-improvement, I guess, if you want to
Right.
call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was motivated to do that with this new relationship. And I think that there's something to that. Like, it's kind of weird that she was searching them a year before. What sense does that make? And why does nobody even like bring that up in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things? Like, if the DA's office were inclined to do so, which I don't believe they were inclined to at all,
Mhm.
they could have looked into that further, but they had no interest in doing so. This was a
No,
slam
they
dunk case
didn't.
for them. In their opinion, in my opinion, like, this was a gift. Like, oh, he's confessed, bada bing, bada boom, send him up
Yeah.
the river. But
Yeah.
if they had done a proper investigation, and if Chris didn't accept the plea deal or the plea, this a lot more would have been brought to light, and a lot better investigation would have been done. And it's such a shame, because doing this 4 years after the fact on the internet without the tools and
Right.
we're limited here. We're really limited, especially since none of NK's people have come out publicly to defend her. She's gone
That's right.
completely off the grid, and it's just so bizarre. Like,
It's so
yeah,
bizarre.
I mean, I get it. Like, I would probably do the same thing if I were guilty or not, but I would definitely have come out at least once and said, no, I had nothing to do with this. Like, I'm so sorry this happened. I was under the wrong impression. Like, I thought he was leaving his wife. This was a
Yeah.
huge mistake, and just pled for the public to just hear my side of the story. But she didn't do that. And that's very
Kelly, there's
Now,
something that I'm sharing. I think you have to allow it, but if it's okay, I just want to show
oh yeah,
a
sure.
post that maybe NK would have seen around the time she Googled Shanann.
Yeah, that would be great. And then after that, I want to read a couple comments in chat that I think are pretty insightful. So let me just star them really quick, and then I will pop that up. Okay, we'll start just there. Awesome. So here we go. There you go, girl.
Just that. This is what she would have seen. That's 2017 August, I believe. She Googled Shanann in
Yeah.
September. So this is what
Yeah.
she would have seen, something like this.
Yeah. Can you make that bigger? Click the little. There you go. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So that's what Chris Watts was looking around that time. Not really that much different than what he looked like when he was with NK. So yeah, that's what they would have been seeing. Now, oh, that's really interesting.
This is 2017. So this is around the
Yes.
time she Googled him.
And this is when she had her neck surgery. And so this is the Chris Watts she's going to be seeing. Thank you, Ara. That's super helpful. That's great.
There you go.
Yeah, he wasn't as dumpy or chubby as he was, like, especially when he gave that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chris,
No,
you awful,
you're so
horrible
cute.
human being that I insulted you on,
I have a
on a
problem.
platform that you'll never hear it.
I
But,
Google everything. I have a problem.
But yeah, that's really insightful because he wasn't as like chubby as he was.
No, he wasn't.
Little
He
Bella was
pretty
first
tender.
born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Teacup says, I wonder if NK Googled other couples in the past. That's a very interesting question. And then let's see. Donna says she wanted what she couldn't have, and I think she met him at some safety meeting that CW and Troy went to the previous year after the Firestone incident. That is very possible. And then let's see. Whoops, got another one here. Whoops. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Turquoise
Donna, that's a
says-
good point.
Yeah, that is.
The Firestone was what, July of 2017, Kelly? I'm sorry. I'm not, this is off the top of my head.
2017. Yeah, it was right around there. I don't remember the exact date.
That's,
yeah, it was right around there. Yeah.
I don't know. It was like early that summer, but that's not long before these searches for Shanann and Chris Watts. I mean, Chris Watts was first, I think August, and then Shanann was in September.
Yeah, that's right.
But
so
it's
when people
interesting
say that, oh, she just found Shanann, she was trying to look up, Thrive. That's bullshit because she had searched for Chris first. I don't buy that for a second.
And then when you were playing something, Kelly, a few weeks back or months back, like something clicked in my head. It was from the Firestone explosion, and the media was giving a synopsis of the events and said that the operator turned off the line. And basically, it was the operator's fault because he had done it improperly and this explosion happened. So that's really interesting if you think about like the whole explosion theory and people that have come out and said like, yeah, he was going to blow it up, and the whole fire, the gas can in the truck, which run on CNG, which is a huge violation, right?
You know what else? Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Kelly.
So what else, that little point that you bring up, that when you're considering that, it also makes it all the more strange that, and we've been talking about this on this channel, that, his Chris Watts' whole reason for going out into the field rather than to the office first on that Monday morning when the family was killed was that he had to check in on this oil release, on this oil leak. And he had told his former mistress the night before, and her first account of that was like, oh yeah, no big deal, all cool, stuff like that normally happens. And then with each successive interview, she became more and more suspicious of it. Well, if she is truly in health and safety, and Chris Watts truly told her that he was not going into the office, that he was going straight out to the field to handle an oil release, and that had just happened, and you better believe, to Donna's point, that they had a whole shitload of training after that because Anadarko's ass was on the line, meaning they could have like gone bankrupt. It doesn't make sense. Wouldn't she say, wait a minute, what about Firestone? You can't do that. That's not your place. We have to have an environmental team go out,
Yeah, that was kind of her job, right? Like,
Should've
wonder why
been.
she.
Yeah.
I don't know.
NK was hired April of 2018, just from what I'm reading.
April of 20. Yeah, that's I heard March. I have March down, but something like that. Yeah. Donna says NK was also in charge of safety. So if he opened the hatches, she would have gotten an alert on her phone. Do you know that to be true, Donna? I never heard that before. That's interesting, though. I mean, if that's true, that's really interesting. I've never heard of any alarm being initiated when the hatch is open, though.
I don't think that she was that high ranked in safety because from what she described, she was just the person that handed things out. She wasn't someone that went to evaluate.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, and that there was a leak and did nothing to report it or,
Yeah.
Well, she said she didn't even know about it.
Well, she did because that's what he told her.
He told her. That's, yeah. I didn't realize that
Apparently.
she denied that. Yeah.
I guess I'm
And
thinking.
then,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Oh, I just was going to say, then Teacup says, then NK told Chris Watts to prove that he was at work on Monday the 13th. And not only did she tell Chris Watts to prove that he was at work, she also, in relaying that to law enforcement, inadvertently admitted that they were on the phone throughout the day of Monday the 13th, the day the family went missing and the day the family was killed, after she had told law enforcement at least 4 or 5 times that she did not speak with Chris Watts on the phone that day. Very interesting stuff, I think.
And I saw
Go
the
ahead,
fire explosion date in chat. Thank you, Mosa Man. It was like April 17th, I think he said it was.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Mosa
you for
Man.
that. Yeah. That's not that long before she starts doing searches of Chris Watts on August 1st. Not a very long time.
All. Not at all.
No. What makes you
Oh my
wonder?
gosh.
I mean, God, stranger things have happened, right? Than people plotting to, do a heist or blow something up. Come on,
Right.
these and the DA may not want to admit that that's ever happened in their little town or whatever, but it's
DA wants us to think that they live in the land of Oz.
It's kind of possible though, if you look at it. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, kind of strange. That makes you wonder.
It's absolutely possible. I mean, yeah.
They did nothing to eliminate that as a possibility because they did very little, in my opinion. But
I agree with that. I'm looking at something here in Discovery. Oh, go ahead.
It's up to the DA who to charge with what and what charges to bring. And if they don't, it just means that there is a lack of evidence. It doesn't mean that they don't think that somebody is suspicious.
Right.
There may be things at play where they don't think it is in their best interest to go forward with an investigation and seek the truth. And maybe this backfired. I don't know.
That's right. That's a very good point, BTC.
If you look at public opinion on YouTube and Facebook and all of the people that are still talking about this 4 years later, we don't have a lot in your decision, and we kind of have questions, DA. So
I know.
Definitely investigated it thoroughly.
Kelly, can I get your opinion about what I'm sharing? I want to see what you think.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Just 1 second. I'm just checking one thing out here, and then I'll be right to you. It's going to take me like another 60 seconds.
Kelly is she's so nice.
Well, thank you. And DCT Primetime, I was thinking, because I'm not going to be able to do this stream late enough to go over the sheet stuff today, just because I'm not feeling so hot. But let's do, how about the next time we do a live stream, we'll go over the sheets. How does that sound, everybody? Y'all down?
Yeah, I can
absolutely
put a little bit more professional than.
Yeah, we'll shine it up a little bit better. So, okay, so let me take the comment off, and then let's see what she's sharing here. Oh, Ari, you're so great bringing stuff to the table.
Tell me this.
Go ahead.
This isn't, no, you're going to read it because your voice is way nicer than mine, but just, it's kind of funny, this whole article, but just read that.
Okay. It says, this is not a witch hunt. Chris Watts, prosecutor, cannot explain data from girlfriend's phone showing Shanann Watts internet searches months before affair began. That's right.
Isn't that whole title funny? Oh, this is not a witch hunt. And we can't explain this, but it's not a witch hunt. And then at the bottom it says what?
I have no information nor any belief that any other criminal defendant is out there. Whatever bullshit.
But wouldn't they want to explain those searches to rule everybody out?
Right.
But I just thought that. What's your opinion?
I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. Next question.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, he knew that it was an issue that those searches were out there, and then there was some misinformation
about the searches out there, he had to somehow address them. And the way in which he addressed them was just stupid every time. I mean, that's the only way I know how to say it. It was just, he gave completely BS answers. That's what I was just looking for. Gwendolyn Karen says, remember, we did see the text message between Troy McCoy and Chris Watts with a picture of the oil explosion and some strange comments. Gwendolyn Karen, that's what I was just looking for in the discovery. I couldn't find it, like, looking real quick though. Yeah, we were thinking the same thing. And then Oklahoma's Girls Kitchen says, I think NK previously met Shanann at an Anadarko event. Maybe NK was sneaking, manipulating person, and she's probably searching for the next one or something like that. I'm not sure if I read that right, but yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah, where's that picture of the, where in Discovery is that? The picture of the explosion and there you go, you got it. Look at Ara, you're freaking awesome. Okay, so what does that say? Ara's got us, don't worry. Ara's got us. Wait, now there's a little girl shaking her thing. What happened? Can't read that. Okay, here we go. It says, laughing my ass off. Everyone has their thing. Never knew about TV input lag until today. And then I think it's Troy that says, LOL, I have a bunch of random knowledge. And then I think Chris Watts says, am I right on that? Hey, it's useful knowledge. And then I think it's Chris that says, Troy says, I guess you could say that. Hold it. Let me take the comment off here. Thank you, Ari. You're the best. Okay. And then, let's see. I think it's Chris that says, how is the Mars 28C running? And then Troy says 22 arrivals yesterday and 2 this morning. Pressure looked good. And then there's that little girl shaking her thing. There we go. Okay. And then there's Watts email. And then there's a picture of what is that? Car, truck. What is that? I can't see the symbol. I don't know. And then there's the explosion. I can't see. Fire in Kansas. Fire in Kansas. That's all I can read there. I feel like this is like an eye test. This is at June 15th at 9 a.m. June 15th at 9 a.m. June 15th. Explosion. Are we playing charades now? Truth Finders. Okay. Wow. Says Troy. She is doing good, man. Made it out of surgery just fine and is now at home. I'm going to try and just take tomorrow off. I hope to be back to work on Wednesday. Awesome. So glad to hear that. Take as much time as you need, man. No turn-ons until Friday. Okay, thanks, buddy. No problem, man. How do I find out?
What? How do you go from truck to explosion to she's doing fine out of surgery?
I know. Where's the in between? What are we missing?
Yeah.
Things
How
were
do I
deleted.
find out? Right. There you go. Okay. Thank you. Jeez. I'm playing like live stream charades here. Thank you for filling that in. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's funny. I love you. You're awesome. Then it says, how do I find out what gear ratio is in my truck? And then, yeah, things were
he
definitely
goes so
deleted.
fast.
Yeah. Who is this?
What do you mean?
Who is this thumbing through the
detectives? This is Troy's
That's
phone.
what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
But,
yeah. So then thanks, buddy. No problem, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
How do
sorry.
I find out the
He
gear
scrolls
ratio?
real
It's
fast.
okay.
After
Yeah,
this.
no. That was perfect. Where did you find this? I couldn't. Where was this?
I just I Google.
Just
I mean,
Googled
I
it?
get on
Okay.
YouTube and I put that.
Okay, perfect. I had this saved to a file before, but I think I erased a bunch of stuff like a couple months
there's
back.
so much stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop sharing because I feel like I'm taking over your life.
No, you're not. You're not. This is terrific.
But yeah, anybody can go and check that out. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So there we go. So that was the I mean,
That's
it is
kinda-
weird that they even included that in a text. So that was on June 15th. So that's 2 months before the incident. And what was that about, guys? Seriously. And Gwendolyn Karen told me that's Alexa. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. Gwendolyn Karen, are you serious? Gwendolyn Karen says that is Alexis. It is black, not white, but perhaps it was going to go up in the explosion. That's crazy. I never caught that. Was that really Alexis? What do you guys think about that?
It was Alexis. If you guys look at it yourself, I couldn't show it very well because the time and.
Wait a minute. Hold it.
But it was Alexis.
A whole different. Hold it. Okay, guys. Wait a minute. Stop the press. So there was a picture of Alexis followed by a picture of an explosion.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
How have I missed that this whole time?
Wow.
That's why I had the explosion theory.
And then just out of nowhere, cops are here with no context. The cops are here like it was expected. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
I noticed that too, DCT. We didn't get quite down to that. You weren't taking over. That was great, sweet Ara. Yeah, the cops are here. No context. You're right. It went from nothing on that day to the cops are here.
And why would and he was sharing this video to Troy. Why? It was live on Facebook or something.
Wow.
I can show the picture again, but check it out, Kelly. If you're cool with it.
Why?
Like, hey, please do. Please do.
This is that. I'm only gonna. I don't know if you're gonna hear it, but this is that. That's what he was looking at. See, June 15th.
Okay, so Kansas fireball. A massive fireball erupts from a pipeline explosion near Hensington, Kansas. Wait a minute. Let's hold it. I want to listen to that. I want to get that whole article up. Hold it. This is important now to me. I never noticed that it was Alexis followed by the explosion. Hold it. We've got it. So where was that location?
Kansas.
Okay.
Heston, Kansas.
All right. Just 1 second. What you have up, and I'm like, wait, hold it. I want to read that whole freaking article because.
Go for it. I'm going to stop sharing this.
Okay. That's crazy. Okay. All right. So, let's see. Oh man, there's like a whole bunch of them, but let's see. I'm just going to pick the first one, I guess.
Find the one that says 2018.
Well, no, this one, they're all 2018. There's just a bunch of articles about it. Okay, let's see what they have to say here. That's crazy. I can't believe I never noticed that. Okay, here we go. Oh, so there's no commentary on it. Okay, I get it.
And chat, yes.
Yeah, there's no commentary.
That is a whole other. Lots of thoughts about the Johnny Depp trial. My God, I could go on.
Oh my God, I know.
60 hours straight.
Okay. Yeah, seriously. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm just going to read one of the articles because. All right. Wait, hold it. I'm going to read one of them a little bit after the fact because I bet then at that point they perhaps had done an investigation. So wait, let me do that instead of the day of, All right. So this says, I'll share it with you, I think. Here we go. All right. So I have no idea what this, I have not obviously pre-read this, but hopefully it'll have something good in it. I don't know, or something that gives some indication. Oh my gosh. I start to lose my voice so quickly. All right. Which one is that? Okay. All right, my friend. So it says that, close. Okay. Okay, authorities say a natural gas pipeline has exploded in a rural area in central Kansas, sending flames shooting more than 75 feet into the air. Okay, good. I am sharing that. And then it says, Harvey County dispatcher says the explosion was reported around 7:30 a.m. Friday near the town of Heston, which is about 30 miles north of Wichita. No injuries have been reported. The gas line belongs to Southern Star Central Gas Pipeline. Company spokesman Rob Southard says everyone is safe and that the gas supply has been shut off. He says his crews will wait until the excess gas in the line burns off before repairing it. He says the cause of the fire is under investigation. He says there was no excavation work being done in the area beforehand. And I guess that's all we have about that. So I'm definitely going to be looking into that now. That's crazy. I can't believe I never ever caught that before. I've looked at that picture of that explosion many times. That's wild.
There was a leak in a pipeline that caused that.
A leak in a pipeline. Or we could say a release.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that. I already know.
Yeah, but it's not it's not outside the realm of possibility. We cannot
It's not.
No.
I mean, what the heck? Why in the world would there be a picture of a Lexus and an explosion? I've never, ever, ever fit into the explosion theory, but I never realized that was the order of the messages between Troy and Chris Watts.
And that was in May, around the time that CW
No,
was talking
it was
to
in
NK.
June. It was in June.
No.
6/15.
The text message that picture with Alexis, those pictures were exchanged in May.
Okay.
It was May the 9th.
Oh, so wait, there was a month between the Lexus and the explosion picture then?
Yes.
Okay, well that's weird then. Oh,
Right?
I don't freaking know. Yeah, well, I know that the explosion one was 6/15. I noticed that. That's crazy.
We'll have to dig deep into that one for sure. That's
We
worth
are
a
going to
second
dig
look.
deep into that. It is. Oh my gosh. So, all right, listen, guys, it's almost 12 here. So I'm going to call this live just about a Donna, but let's get back together in a couple of days. It might be, I don't know. I have to check with DCT Primetime and see when she can definitely be here. It'll be Monday night or some night this week, and we will take a deeper look at all things evidence, and in particular the sheets. So and Ara says that she's going to be going live, so if you guys want to go live with her, go ahead, and I suggest you do that. Someday I will make it as well, but I'm just too freaking tired right now. And then Donna says even Tammy Lee asked him in the February interview, was he going to cause an explosion? That's right. Yeah, she definitely did do that, didn't she? So,
Yeah, it was on their minds. It was on their minds.
It was on their mind. That's right. So, I mean, we know that she, and therefore I'm sure other investigators, did not discount that as a possibility. So Turquoise and Sharon and a whole bunch of other people say thank you, panel, mods, and chat. And I say the same thing. Thank you guys so much for coming on panel, and you too, Joan. As always, thank you, moderators and everyone in chat. You guys are the best chat on the internet. I'm certain of it.
Thank you so much, Kelly. You'll have a good night.
Yes, thank you, darling. Thank you, darling.
Thank you for having me up. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And I will email you, and we'll find a night when we can go over the sheets sometime this week.
Definitely. I'm up for it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Okay. Bye, Lobo Mendina. And everybody, Ara says that the name of her channel is just her name. So it's just Ara R. So if you want to go over to her chat, go head on over and she will continue the after party. Well, I go snuggle into my pillow. Yeah, pillow. I love you so much. No, but thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you. I will be posting the next live super soon.